So Italy 22, Wales 15. We have it confirmed. Italy are simply a little bit better than Wales. They deserve the win. If they'd got more of their kicks, they would have won by more. Wales played a basic game plan, and against a better team, we could see that wasn't good enough. Towards the end, we saw a chink of light when Wainwright came on, when Dan Edwards came on, and Wales played with a bit more ambition and intensity, but it was too little, too late. They get a losing bonus point, but I think the biggest loser here is going to be probably Warren Gatland, who probably will lose his job, I imagine, unless they win one of their other 3 games, which seems unlikely based on this. So welcome to this match review, supported by Sports News Blitz. Check out their website for some fantastic Six Nations content. So no Italian sunshine today, that is for sure. And it was unfortunate because there were late changes for Wales. Murray came in at fullback for Williams, and I thought Murray actually had a pretty good game, to be honest. Freddie Thomas come in for Jafford Jenkins, and Freddie Thomas didn't really have a great game, so kind of evened each other out there. And it was a kicking fest. Of course it was in the rain, but Italy, they tended to come out on top. But a couple of times in this first half, Thomas Williams spotted some space in behind for Josh Adams to chase a grubber. And the first one was tricky. Could he have used his feet? Maybe, but that's a chance gone a-begging. The scrum was struggling in the first half. Henry Thomas was getting penalised a little bit. Then another painful penalty as Freddie Thomas doesn't get back onside, which he did a couple of times. Then there was a tricky penalty kick for Tommaso Allen, but he slots it nicely, 3-0. So disappointing for Wales to start like that. Both sides were struggling in the line-out throughout the whole game in the tricky conditions. But it's high bombs. Capuozzo, Allen look pretty solid. Ben Thomas and Thomas Williams, their kicks just a bit too long in this first half. On 50 minutes, the first break for Wales as Menoncello tackles the man without the ball. So a nice simple kick for 3-3. But then on 18 minutes, it's the first big blow from Italy. Really good team try. Huge shove in the scrum. Gareth Thomas goes backwards, wheels the scrum, gives enough space for Garbisi to work some magic. Nice little dummy, then a grubber, and Capuozzo does amazingly well to dive and dot down. Really tricky, and that is a class try, so that is 10-3. On 24 minutes, we see Wales trying to run some phase play, but it's very slow, it's very obvious. The Italian tackles are stopping them dead. Rowlands loses the ball in contact. It's slippery, but he did that a couple of times, so a lot of players not having a great game. Then off the scrum, a brilliant low kick is a 22 from Pajareo, who's a fantastic kicker. They go for an optimistic long drop goal from Garbisi. To be fair, it was close, but probably shouldn't have gone for that one. But at least they're pinning Wales in their own half. And Rowlands is made to look bad on this one as he's holding on because his ruckers are just too slow to get there. So another penalty, really good kick from Allen, 13-3. 10-0 lead in those conditions. Already it's looking fairly tough. Ben Thomas continues to whack up the kicks that are a bit too long, not enough competition. The star player, I think, for Italy was number 8 Canone. He was on fire in the carries, jackals. He was absolutely fantastic. On 32 minutes, it may be wet, but Garbisi is trying to make things happen, which I really appreciate. Evan Lloyd is squashed in the jackal by Jack Morgan, which means he's off his feet, so a bit unfortunate, but it's another penalty, 16-3, so it's just creeping further and further away. Then we have Wales' second big chance in this half. A decent bit of deception as Eddie James is used as a decoy. The space is in behind again. Another good rubber kick from Thomas Williams. Adams is in this time with a much better chance, but he fumbles the pick up. Now you can say it was another tricky one, but Capuozzo's was really tricky and he scored it. And that's the difference. Just slightly better players, slightly better team. But Wales, however, do finish the half with another chance to score. They go for a very clever line-out play. It goes to the back, it goes to the front. Evan Lloyd is trying to go down the blind side, but Italy have spotted it and smash him into touch. It was Wales' best period of attacking play towards the end of that half, but Adams makes another slight error with an offload going forward, and that's 3 big chances for Wales. Gone a-begging, they needed those points, so 16-3 at half-time. Nice for Italy in difficult conditions. Now, most of the second half is kick, and kick again, but a balanced game is fine for Italy. Blair Murray makes a half-decent break, but nothing happens of it because Ben Thomas is just hanging around in the backfield and gets smashed by Menoncello because the play is just too obvious. Thomas, unfortunately, is just not making anything happen. You could blame players around him as well, but it's not a good look for him. And maybe his last start at 10 for Wales. Let me know if you agree there. Now, Wales have taken off their whole front row early. They've also hooked off Ben Thomas early. As I said, created nothing on for Dan Edwards, who looked a bit better, but it was a straightaway penalty for Azzarati losing his balance, so that one doesn't quite pay off. The gifts keep on coming for Italy as Faletau neck rolls. Much harder penalty shot from 40 metres, but Allen misses again well wide, so they are riding their luck for sure. Then the last thing Wales need is a yellow card, and that happened with Josh Adams. Just bolt upright. You're always going to risk the head-on-head, and it happened. And a backtracking Freddie Thomas is offside once again, so that's another penalty. 19-3, 16-point lead. It's looking pretty hairy for Wales, but then on comes Aaron Wainwright and makes a massive difference. They get their first decent attacking platform for 50 minutes off one of his runs. It feels like they have to score now. Jack Morgan is just a bit too keen and overruns the ball, but we get a series of penalties. Wainwright is the difference maker once again and thrusts them up to 1 metre out. Freddie Thomas looks like he scored, but the TMO calls it for a double movement, but more penalties, another good maul. Italy compete, don't quite land and contest properly, and they splint around the front, and it's 19-8, so 11 points behind, but a flicker of hope. But that flicker seems to be snuffed out when Faletau comes through a maul illegally, so 22-8. Edwards, Wainwright have definitely upped the tempo of the attack and they're not giving up. But Wales finished the match with a period of good attacking pressure, some really good mauls again. It's a yellow card for replacement prop Riccioni. A fifth maul is a penalty try and another yellow, so hold the phone. Only a 7-point lead, so that's a losing bonus point. 22-15, but they've got one play to run the length of the pitch. Italy sensibly stand off the ruck to get as many people on their feet as possible, and they see it out with some good tackling and a jackal at the end. So losing bonus point for Wales, maybe about right. Italy were the best team. Big statement for them, back-to-back wins at home, 22-15. And there we have it. Wales are second best, and Gatland, surely his time is up. You could say, could he have done much more with personnel? Well, maybe, maybe not, but sometimes a change is as good as a rest. So I think his time is up. But please pop all those comments down below. Do like, do subscribe. That would be amazing. And I'll catch you next time.